Hello and welcome to the West podcast for episode 7. We have lots on the show this week. I am, as usual, apart from the last episode, joined by Mr. Baker. How are you, mate?
I'm good, back by popular demand, and got my frothy as always.
Yeah, nice segue into the episode at 8:51 this evening. So we've got
Oh,
lots on
mate,
today,
better
mate.
late than never.
That's it. That's it. We've got lots on. We have got results, and actually, no, we haven't. We're not going to talk through all the results tonight. We're not going to do any apart from we're going to have a chat about club champs and the upcoming massive day on Sunday, the Jarrod Day, which has turned into a monster of a day. But the results will be back next episode. For those who have missed out, been spoken about or talked about in the podcast, we will bring the results back from next episode, which will be either next Tuesday or Wednesday night. And we'll talk about all the winners then. So we've just got way too many results to get through. We'd probably be sitting here for a good hour just reading results out because we have been a bit off with our timing with the podcast. So we thought we'll just leave it this week and
Well,
we'll
those
move back
results,
to those
I
next week.
didn't even get. I don't think I got a podium in those, so they're probably not even worth mentioning, really. So we'll just skip over those and we'll pick up where we left off next week or next fortnight, however we're going to run it.
Yep. Beautiful. Awesome. So let's talk about the Jarrod Day coming up. So for those of you that listen Sunday, I did have Gurkha on, who is the man from Mizuno who looks after a Mizuno Pacific for golf, and he is one of our, or not one of, he's our major sponsor for Jarrod Day, along with our other sponsor, Boyle's Golf Shed. At the moment, we have on Sunday 166 players booked in. So it is going to be a massive, massive day. So that means we have only 10 spots available for the day. So if you are a listener or you've got a mate who knows that that wants to play, or anybody that's interested, I implore you, get to the club or ring the club, or else you will miss out. So I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance today because I've been quite busy with work, but I'm not sure of the breakdown. I know there are spots. Pretty sure all of them are in the morning tea times. I'm pretty sure the 1 p.m. slots are full. So there's 10 spots in the morning still up for grabs. $40
And
for men
I
and
heard a
50
little
for
whisper,
women.
Papa.
Mm-hmm.
I got to jump in there. I heard not only have we obviously got the awesome prizes that have been plugged time and time again. Everyone knows about the irons, the drivers, and the bag. But I heard there might be a special raffle announcement that you might be privy to.
Yeah, so we have the raffle has gone live at the golf club. What that raffle consists of is three prizes, a first, second, and third. I'll start with the third. So the third is a bottle of Shivers Regal Extra 13. So Scotch. So the winner for third will get that. If it happens to be a minor, we will substitute that with something else. Second prize is a Jared Lyle Luke the Duck pack, which I'm looking at right now. Has around about probably $200 worth of merch in it. It has a putter cover, which is a beautiful looking putter cover, worth about $50. It has a hat worth 40. Has a pair of socks. It has a golf towel. It has golf balls, Titleist Pro V1 golf balls. It has a keychain. It has the stubby holder, and I've got another box next to me that I'll probably continue to put some more stuff into that. So that was all kindly donated by the guys at Challenge Cancer. And the major prize is 2 nights at the Trevor Barker House in Torquay. So that was also donated by the guys at Challenge Cancer Foundation. Um, it is a beautiful house. It is on their website. So just challenge.org, have a look, jump on, click on the Trevor Barker house or home link, and it gives you, there's probably 25, 30 photos on there. The only times we will not be able to use it is obviously in the high season. They generally use it for families affected by their children having cancer. So they use it as like a bit of a getaway for the families. Because, as we know, it doesn't just affect the poor kid that's got it, it affects the whole family. So it's a really good thing that they do. And Steve Walsh from Challenge, when I met with him the other week, generously just said, "Hey, listen, I've got a raffle prize. What do you think?" And I was over the moon. I mean, so tickets will be either $5 each or 3 for $10. So I'm hoping everyone will dig deep and grab the 3 for $10. But I mean, even if you spend $20 and win yourself a weekend away, the site actually sleeps between 6 and 8 people, so you can use it for a golf trip, you can use it for family getaway for a couple of nights, a Friday, Saturday, whatever you wanna do. If you are lucky enough to win that, I'll be catching up with you, and we'll work out the dates and get it all booked in with Challenge. So very, very amazing prize and generous offer from Challenge. They don't do that for many people, I'm sure, but they've been, because our day's so big. I think we've been lucky that they've offered that up to us. But it's just a great thing for them to do. Helps us raise more money for an awesome cause.
I just brought that house up on the interwebs here, and I might have to put in for a couple of raffle tickets myself. Couple of golf courses just up the road you can go and
Yep.
play. You said golf trip, and it was music to my ears, and I'm going, oh, hold on a second, I'm going to have to get on this. I'll ask the Dale for $100, and I might have to jump in and grab 30 tickets.
Yeah, that bit, mate. It'd be a really good, even if you spent 50 or whatever and you won it, it's a cheap weekend away at the end of the day, because you try and hire a house similar in that type of area. You probably wouldn't get much change for a couple of nights out of 800 or $1,000, I would have thought. So it's
No,
good value to
definitely
use
not.
away. Yeah.
Big thank you to the
So
guys at Challenge for all that.
absolutely. And merch. So the merch is, I have thousands of dollars of merch. Another great thing from Challenge, because usually what they do is they take orders, and like we did last year, we took orders and then we sent the order off, and the merch come back and we distribute it to the people that ordered. This year they've been kind enough to allow us to do a consignment. So what we sell goes back, all of it, all the funds, every cent of it goes back to Challenge. What we don't sell, obviously the stock goes back to them. So there was no outlay for our golf club as such by doing that. So another great thing they've allowed us to do, again, because we've got
Oh,
so many players coming
unless
on the
you,
day.
sorry, I got to jump in. I had Pat in the shop the other day. He's a handsome fella. No, he's pretty young at heart. I said, "Hey, you've got bucket hats here," and I went through that whole list, and Pat, he was like a fish out of water. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't find me a bucket hat. So I'm hoping when I go in this weekend, there'll be one there waiting. Because if you have a look at the list of items you can get on that list to support the day, it is fantastic. You can go yellow from head to toe, literally.
Yep, pretty much. And those bucket hats, mate, you'll be glad to hear delivered some more yesterday to the golf club. So there's another 10 there. And then Walshy from Challenge was nice enough to drop some more off to me again last night. So I have more stock of those, because they sold out like nearly immediately. As soon as we put them in the golf club, I was standing there for an hour, and I think we sold 2 or 3 in about an hour. And there were still people coming in buying more. And Linny sent me a message on Monday morning, said, "Help, I need more hats." So it's been a great response in the bucket hats, and they are a nice hat. They're a Titleist hat, so they're Titleist made. They're not a cheap hat. But in the way of merch, what I'm looking at the moment in front of me is head covers, socks, hats. I've got a plush Luke the Duck. I've got golf towels. I've got hundreds of different things here. So there'll be golf ball markers. I've got those. I've got everything. So on the day, there will be a merch table set up. There is availability from what we've got in the pro shop at the moment before the day if you're not coming on the day. If we haven't got it in the pro shop, most likely it's here at my house. So let Lynn or Vicky or Pat or whoever's in the pro shop know. They'll jot a note down, and I'll bring it in for you on the weekend. I'll be there Saturday anyway, so I'll probably bring a lot of it with me Saturday. But it's a good opportunity if you're not playing to support the cause and support the day. If you're unable to play, but if you are playing, the merch table's there. I'll be around the merch table. Heathy Wood, so Kira's dad, has volunteered his time in the morning to man that. So Heath will be on that on the morning of the day. So make sure pockets are lined, plenty of merch, and like you said, Zach, you can head to toe yellow, mate, and that's what the day's about, and that's what we want to see.
No, I'm like I say, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to jump in and grab just about as much as I can. I was looking at the putter covers earlier. I just wish they did a mallet. That would be right up my alley. But otherwise, yeah, those Luke the Duck bucket hats have got my name on it for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
they're really bad.
I was just finding out. Did you want to tonight touch on these Friday night comps? I saw the results the other day. Not that we're going into results, but
Yep.
what do you think? Bring the people up to speed with what's going on.
Yeah, go for it, mate. You've got all the info on it, I think.
Oh, I've got a little bit. I know a little bit. So Friday night comps. Now, the tee-offs were going to be between 2 and 5. Now, I spoke with our lovely treasurer Lynn today. She is a gorgeous young lady, and because of the pressure of people trying to pick kids up and drop them off at school, I believe the pins are going to be in the same location all day. So long as the pro shop is manned and you can print off a card, you'll be able to tee off and do your 9 holes on Friday anytime. The last tee off is at 5 o'clock, or it might be like a 4:58, I think, from the tee off sheet. But we allow for daylight savings and people getting home from work. So from sun up, pretty well through to 5 o'clock, you'll be able to tee off, get 9 holes under your belt, and obviously the atmosphere on a Friday night down at the club is brilliant. Good for families as well. Good to catch up. And like I take my kids down, obviously they're going to be there this Friday. I'm going to be there. I spoke with Kira's dad. He's going to be down there. We're going to have a bit of a catch up. So if you've got kids that want to come down and put 9 holes in, it's just so good socialising as well as only doing 9 holes. For the kids and families, 18 holes can be a bit much. So I definitely rate 9 holes. I've always been a big supporter of the Sunday, as we've spoken about on the podcast. So this is just another option to get out on a Friday at the end of the working week and have a good time.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Exactly right. And if you can get out this Friday, that means you've got golf Friday, Saturday, and if you're playing Sunday, you've got golf Sunday and the Jarrod Day. So Friday night comp, last round of men's club champs, medalists of the year, and Jarrod Day on Sunday. It's a big weekend of golf.
It's practically a golf trip.
It is 3 full days of golf. That'd be nice. That'd be good. Be
Now,
nice.
I think you just touched on the club championships.
Yes.
I know you like podcast analytics, but I know that the captain's been in touch with us and he's let you in on some club championship results or some current standings, which aren't normally accessible by people. So this is what would you call it? A podcast exclusive right now. For those who listen to the podcast, they're going to get information that is not readily available to the public unless you're really good at going through every single person's scorecards.
And to that point, I think the net results up in the pro shop, but I definitely know the stroke aren't up, and we have the stroke for A, B, and C grade, and obviously the overall club champ.
It's definitely all exciting stuff. I'm just gonna just retouch on. I know we spoke about it, but just go through the ladies champs again because there's one name in there. When I get to it, we'll go over it. But obviously, our A grade female champion was Claudia Hazel. She ended up being the stroke and club championship winner, which is what everybody really wants to be. Less strokes, no handicap involved, and took that out. A grade net was Wendy. B grade gross was Claire. C grade net, or Claire being Kira's mum. B grade net was Chris Barrett. C grade gross, Kira Woods. And she will be out this Saturday playing a fourth round of club championships because she's still in the juniors. So the juniors have to do 4 rounds. So it's good to see her name in the mix, and we'll see how she goes this weekend. And the net winner for C grade was Glenda Weeks, and we touched on it. Wendy was the hottest with the flat stick with 97 putts over the 3 rounds. But that was just to skim back over and refresh those ladies. Good accomplishment for them, and hoping to see more ladies out next year. But into the men's results or current standings, I hear you know all about the strokes, Papa.
Yes, so we'll start with C grade. We'll start down the bottom of my sheet. So at the moment, the standings, I have a top three. So we're on tied for third is Malcolm Prince on 322, Neville Spargo on 322. In second is Daniel O'Day on 310. He's only 5 shots back from Anthony Bennett on 305. So I would suggest there between Anthony Bennett and Daniel O'Day, it will be a very close Saturday round of golf with only
Bit of a
5
two-horse race there.
Yeah, it seems to be that way in C grade. However, you never know. Neville or Malcolm might, have a blinder and make the shots up. It's quite easy to do, so you just never know. In B grade, it's a little bit tighter. So B grade, we've got 3 people listed on my sheet here, and 2 of those are equal second. So we have Ian Mormel on 267 and also Dylan Atkinson on 267. They are only 3 shots behind Shane Inglis, on 264. So that is extremely tight for stroke in B grade. 3 shots, anything can happen. Those 3 shots can go in a flash. Trust me, I'm a B grader, I know. A grade. So this is obviously A grade stroke and leading the club champs. So in third spot on 239, we have the ever consistent Grant Humphrey Sterling. He's, like I've said earlier on the podcast, he's playing some very solid golf for those numbers. The old Digger is a second spot with 234, so 5 shots in front of Humphrey. And that was even from what I hear with a few shanks on the fourth very recently. And then leading the club champs by 9 shots is our friend Tommy, little Tommy, 225. So 9-shot lead for Tommy would have to have, I would have thought, a disaster for Digger or Humphrey to catch up. However, I'm not going to put the moz on Tommy. I know he listens. He didn't have a good round
Yeah,
Saturday.
you gotta. I know
He didn't
Digger's
have a
gone
good
round
round
square
Saturday.
through the card, and I think in the captain's trophy, I think Tommy had a round of 80 or 82, so it could
Well,
be tight.
I had a look Saturday because, as you know, and everyone knows, the listeners know, I can't play at the moment because of my surgery. But I had a look at the golf scores on Saturday. Tommy had a shocker. So if Tommy comes out and shoots from memory, 84, I think it was, Digger and Humphrey every chance of catching him. So I'm hoping for Tommy's sake he doesn't do it because the 9-shot lead, you wouldn't want to blow that. No pressure, Tommy. But I hope for his sake he doesn't. But you don't know. Stranger things have happened. And if Tommy does
I
win, that is back to back for Tommy. So he's winner last year and it'll be back to back club champs, which is to win one, as you know, mate, is very hard. To win 2 and win it back to back's a pretty big feat.
Yeah, I might have had a couple of spies down at the course tonight, and I got told that Tommy's been down there practicing. He might have squeezed in 9 holes tonight with Kira and Kira's dad, as well as Robbo. Whether Robbo was playing or having a frothy, we'll never know. But he, I think, what you just said there, that 84 might have got to Tommy, and he's a bit of
Mm,
a perfectionist. He gets around,
mm,
he'll have a little bit of pressure on him, but I think I've seen the way he performs in pennant. He'll just smile his way through, and he'll probably put together a pretty decent round. He'll just have some good course management, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go 75 or less. Now, if that happens, we'll have to do an I told you so, but that's my call. Tommy, 75 or less for the final round to close out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Look, as much as it'd be great to see it a bit closer, I think, Tommy's played good golf through the 3 rounds and would be the deserving winner. But like I said, funny things that happen. I will be out there on Saturday watching the last group, so I do know there's some people playing in. I think it's the last group that are leading. Tommy's in there, Digger's in there. Pretty sure Humphrey's playing early, but I'll be out watching a couple of the boys have a hit on Saturday. So looking forward to that and looking forward to watching some good golf. So if you are about, grab yourself a beer and walk a couple of holes with the boys. It'd be worth it, worth having a look.
Well, if you're
So
down there, Papa, I could use the caddy for the day.
yeah, no, don't get too excited. I'm not caddying. I'll be just watching. I still can't carry bags and things yet, but I'll get there.
Oh, you know me, Papa. You don't get a figure like mine from walking. I've got a cart, and I always will.
All right, so we'll move on to the net. So we'll start again in C grade. You can run the C grade, B grade, mate. Go for it.
All right, we'll go top 5 for these. We'll stretch it out a little bit. Net handicap comes in, obviously, and a lot of shots can be made up even quicker, I'd say, here. So we've
Yeah.
got Malcolm Prince again and Nev Spargo, 5th and 4th. Third, Daniel O'Day, that name again. And just in front of him in second, Tony Bennett. And in first being Paul Wilson. Now, the numbers across those 5 players in net, there's 6 shots from first to 5th. The top 3 are separated by 3 shots. That is as tight as it's going to get. So that's really tight golf for C grade, and I reckon a flip of the coin, you might even have a smoky come in on the last round and come in from outside the top five there. I I do fancy Mr. O'Day. Obviously, he's not only a friend of the channel, but he's had some work down with the good coach, and he's doing some good stuff. I'd love to see it pieced together on Saturday and carry him up. Even if he gets the runner up, I'll be extremely chuffed. But yeah, good stuff from them. And I see Tony playing a bit, and the amount he's improved in the last 12 months, he definitely creams it off the tee now, not shying away from any confidence at all. So good to see these boys up and about. And if I move up into B grade, now we had 6 shots separating the top 5 in C. The top 6, because we're tied again for fifth place, the top 6 are separated by 5 in B grade. So we've got Ian again. We've got Shane. And so that's 6th and 5th. 4th being Kira's dad. And 3rd, Gary Tricky. 2nd, Dylan Atkinson. And up in the top spot at the moment, current clubhouse leader for B grade, Frankie Lawler. So
Frankie.
all great fellas in there. And I just think going into the last round, this is probably as tight a spread as we're going to have. Like, we won't say the A grade's super tight, but you go B and C, where you'd almost expect to see a bigger blowout there. It is ridiculously tight.
Yeah, agree. It is, and like you said earlier, anyone out of these, like we've named the top 5 in C and top 5 ties in B, but there's people that could probably come from anywhere and win this. So, when you look at the net scores in C grade, there's been, Paul, who's leading's had a net 81, then he had a good round of 73 and 75. So all it's going to take is, maybe a net play to your handicap, and someone up the top of the leaderboard or the 5 above you have a bad day. You might steal it. So if we haven't read your name out, I don't think you're out of it. Yeah, there's still a
If we
chance,
have
I
a
think.
look, we look at those C grade names. There is only one round I think I saw in the whole of C grade where somebody's gone under handicap.
Yep.
That was Nev in the last round. He went 66. Otherwise, no one's played to handicap in C grade. If we look at B grade, it's almost the opposite. Most people have played to handicap or better twice and have had
Yep.
that one B grade round, we'll call it. That slightly above round to be expected. But so, like you say, I reckon anyone who comes in handicap or just better, your name is definitely in the hat, isn't it? Really?
It is. And it's like the first round, right? So you see the scores in the first round where people build themselves up club champs and then they go out and have a horror. The same thing happens in the last, right? If you're in contention or you're chasing, you could be 12 shots off the lead somewhere and you're still a chance, especially in net. Like you said, that's what handicaps are for. It evens everybody up.
Well, that's
So
what I'm hoping
that will
for. I
lead
need
us
my
to A grade
handicap to
net.
come
So
good
A
on
grade
Saturday.
A grade net, 5th place, 218 is Nick Prasad. 4th place is on 216 is Tommy Crawford. 3rd place on 213 is Digger Cowan. 2nd place on 209 is Grant Sterling. And 1st place on 204. So 5 shots clear on net is Victor Zapp. So Victor's rounds have been solid and outstanding. He's had a net 72 in round 1, 64 in round 2. So from memory, I think he shot 76 to 77, 78, somewhere around there, off about 13. I think it might have been 77, to be
I
honest.
think he might have got the
And then
Benici
he's
Strump
followed that
that
up.
day, and they were marking his card.
And then on the final round, he shot the lights out again and has had a 68. So some really, really good golf. Humphrey in seconds had a 68, 69, 72. Can't get better than that. That's consistent golf. Same with Digger, 70, 70, 73. Tommy's gone 73, 70, 73. So those, I think, are rounds of 75, 70, it might be 76, 72, or 73 and 76 off the stick. And then Nick has gone 71, 71 and had a little bit of a blowout in the last round in 76, but I'm sure he'll come back from that this week. So again, Tommy is in the mix for the net as well as the stroke. So is Digger and Humphrey, but Victor's now leading by the 5-shot margin. So it'll be interesting again to see what happens in there because handicaps will bring us back into play, I feel. But again, it's anyone's, I think, in the net.
Yeah, and like if I have a look at Victor and Grant's rounds, like especially for the A graders, they have not gone above handicap in 3 rounds. You talk about
Yeah,
solid golf, and the way the handicapping system works now is obviously to make it as fair and good as possible. And you talk about A graders and their handicaps almost never fluctuating. These are some fantastic rounds of golf. So to go handicap or better, you guys definitely deserve to be in 1 and 2. And commend your efforts for the first 3 rounds. And hopefully, we see. I'd like to see a photo finish. But yeah, among the A graders, there's not many, or not normally too much fluctuation. And I've played with Victor before out there, and he can absolutely cream it. And I haven't had the pleasure of playing with Grant yet, but from the way you talk as well, he's obviously returned to golf, and he is crushing it, absolutely crushing it out there. His name's always up on the board. So these boys definitely deserve to be out there, and good on you.
yeah, no, agreed. It's some really consistent and solid golf by a lot of the A graders, and that's sometimes the difference from an A grader to a B grader. The consistency is a lot better. So good on you. Congratulations for being up there, and good luck to everybody on the weekend that is in contention or chasing down the leaders. Should be a good weekend. The weather looks like it's going to be beautiful. And on that, I want to touch on I suppose what were our predictions for the club champs? How far off have we been? I know it was a while back, but I don't see
I'll
many
say
names in
you
there that we
definitely
talked
had
about.
Grant in there, and
Yep,
obviously we had Tommy with his form. I had Digger as my smoky, and to
yep.
see him up there, I'd still love to see him. Like I would love to see a photo finish between him and Tommy. But obviously, I've been with both of them and played pennant with them. Them guys in the same group, it doesn't matter. They are going to go out and play their own game. Um, Digger will be having a laugh, and Tommy is practically a semi-professional golfer down at the West. Like he has just got the touch when it comes to. Oh, I think I saw him chip in on the third one day when we were having a skins match, and he does it effortlessly. It is fantastic to watch. So if you ever get the chance and there's a space in either of those two groups, I'd jump in it. But I would say we definitely didn't call Victor in it at the start.
Nope.
And I think we were just calling more about just the champion as far as um, calling grades. We just wanted to know who was going to be in it. The Cowan boys, we don't say Harry or Jack or
Nowhere
Mitch
to
up
be
there.
seen.
Um,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
They, I've
Let us down. We
and
gave him a
Mitchell
big
Mitchell
pump up.
attest to this.
Nothing.
We went out there. He might have beat me in the match play, but I got in his ear a little bit, and I showed him that even a double bogey on the third can win you a point in match play. So I think it's good, and for those younger golfers, they play a lot. They do a lot of these pennant. They do a lot of inter-club tournaments. They are up there, and they're going to continue to be up there, and they're definitely the future of our club. So I, I wouldn't let this get them down. Wouldn't let this get them down. That sounds right, doesn't it? I'm a bit dyslexic
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Um,
No, no. I agree with what you're saying, but I think we also need to keep in mind that you're spot on, right? They're going to be the future of our club, and we're going to be reading out in years to come H. Cowan, J. Cowan, Mitchell, all these names. And I think it's fair to take a swipe now, is my view. We can take a swipe now and go, is there nowhere to be seen? But in the future, yes, you're right. I think that's the names we'll be reading out consistently. When we talk about who's leading club champ stroke, who's leading club champ net, it'll be those, junior names coming through the ranks because they can all hit the ball very well. And they're not the only three juniors. We've got Kira, we've got plenty more that yourself. You coach these a lot of these kids that you see the talent in them, and it's good for the club. It gives the club future, because if we don't have the juniors coming through, we don't have a golf club in 20 years or whatever it may be.
I 100% agree with you. And there's actually something, we're obviously speaking about the club championships. I touched on the juniors with the fact that Kira's playing on Saturday. We
Yep.
don't have the seniors or the junior results, but they'll be read out next episode.
Yep.
So don't take into, like, obviously Mitch, Harry, and Jack, they're not ready to roll with the big boys, but they've probably got a good chance for the junior club championship. So, when they grow up a little bit and can hit the ball as far as the coach, they'll probably be up in those leaderboards a little more.
I think they can hit it way further than you now, can't they?
Oh,
They
come
can
on! I
definitely
said
hit
I
it
thought we were
further than
taking
me.
swipes.
They can definitely hit it further than me. I know I've talked about several times with Mitch on the bloody 13th, and you were there when we played the Ambrose event, the big Ambrose event this year. We were hitting chips into 13. Never hit that
Oh,
chip shot
mate!
in my life ever again, I think.
In our match today, he striped his 3-wood, and I striped my driver, and we were in the same spot on the fairway. So there's no question that boy can stripe a ball, and he was just trying to hit 4-iron stingers all day. But yeah, these boys, they're definitely up and coming, and we'll have those results for the juniors read out next episode.
Yep, for sure we will. So look, that's probably about it, but I know we're missing a segment. You have your joke segment, mate. Give us it. I'll
Oh,
tell you if it's good or bad. You're telling me in the lead up to the show, it's like one of the best jokes you've ever been holding on to it. You're looking forward to telling it. So here's your chance, and I'll rate it for you.
I've definitely been holding on to it. As you alluded to, we struggled with recording software while I was away, trying to do it extra remotely. So happy to be back, and I have been sitting on this joke, and it makes me laugh just thinking about it. The last one got a few honourable mentions, and a few people come up to me at the club. They liked it, so it was good to hear. So this one, it comes down to today. We don't speak about the Wednesday results, but at the end of today's round, this golf bag just unloaded itself at the West. These golf clubs start charging up to the bar. They start ordering drinks, right? The putter goes up there and he goes, I'm through with beer. Today, I feel like a Canadian club. So he grabs his Canadian club and this putter starts smashing it down right there at the bar. Then all of a sudden, the 4-iron goes, you know what? The Canadian club sounds good. I'll get one of those too. He starts smashing it down. Then the pitching wedge goes, oh, yeah, all right. I'll have one of those too. So he has one. And then Mooey looks across the bar at this other golf club and goes, you want a Canadian club too? He goes, just water for me, thanks. I'm the driver.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, not bad, is it? Oh, good zinger. And even Mooey gets an honourable mention in a joke. How good's that?
Very good. I'll give you that one. Not a Billy Brownless one. That was good. Yes, I'll give it that. Give you that, mate.
Oh,
Done.
they're going to keep getting better and better, or at least I'm going to try.
So that is about it for today's show. Nice, short, sharp. I suppose we've gone 35 minutes, roughly 34 minutes. So good luck to everybody on Saturday who is in the club champs or who's playing. There's 10 spots left. Don't forget, if you want to play the Jarrod Day, it's going to be massive. There's barbecue, there's goodies bags, there's raffles, there's prizes, there's heaps going on. It's going to be a massive day. So if you want to get in, 10 spots left. Don't forget Friday night Compton as well. Like Zach said earlier, you can make it a golf trip weekend, but not go on a golf trip. Trip Friday, play golf. Saturday, play golf. Sunday, play golf. So that's it for today. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me back, Papa. I appreciate it. And happy golfing to all our listeners. And we'll check in with you next time.
Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you all soon.